There was once a poor and old man living in a kingdom. Even though he was poor, he had something special, a beautiful white horse. This horse was so unique that even the king of the kingdom was jealous. Many rich people tried to buy the horse, and the king offered a lot of gold coins for it. But the old man refused every time. He said, "This horse is not just a horse, it's part of my family. I can't sell a family member for money." One morning, the old man noticed that the horse was missing from the stable. He searched everywhere and asked everyone, but he couldn't find it. The news spread quickly across the state. People gathered and started talking. They said, "We knew this would happen. The old man is too poor and weak to protect such a valuable horse. If he had sold it to the king, he could have lived comfortably in his old age." But the old man didn't react to their words. He simply said, "Whatever happens, happens for a reason. The only truth is that the horse is not in the stable. We will see what happens next." A month later, the horse returned on its own. It hadn't been stolen. It had run away into the forest. But the amazing thing was that it brought along 12 more wild horses of the same breed. Once again, the news spread and people gathered. They said, "You were right. Losing the horse wasn't a misfortune. It turned out to be a blessing. Now, you can become a horse trader and make a lot of money." The old man stayed calm and replied, "The truth is that 12 more horses have come. Whatever happens, happens for a reason. We will see what happens next." The old man's son began training the wild horses. But after just 3 days, he fell off a horse and broke his leg. People gathered again and said, "This is terrible. Getting the 12 horses was not a blessing. It was a curse. Now your son is injured and won't be able to marry." How unlucky! But the old man remained unaffected by their words. He said, "The truth is that my son has lost the use of one leg, and I will have to help him more. But whatever happens, happens for a reason. We will see what happens next." Some time later, the king's enemies attacked the kingdom. The king's army was struggling, so they forced all the young men to join the army. But the old man's son was spared because he was injured. People gathered once more and said, "You were right. Your son's broken leg turned out to be a blessing. He didn't have to go to war, but our sons did. We don't know if they will ever return." The old man listened and then said, "First, understand the truth. The only truth is that your sons have gone to serve the kingdom. Whether it's a misfortune or a blessing, no one can say. Until you stop labeling things as good or bad, you will always be troubled." He continued, "Why worry about fate? Instead, focus on your actions and thoughts. Live in the moment, and don't judge your life based on one incident. Life is like a book, and you can't understand the whole story by reading just one line. Stay happy and do your work. Don't worry about what people say, whether it's good or bad. If you focus on what truly matters, you will find inner happiness."